Hey, we're back. So this is the review articulation playing with the main HasLab uh, Marvel Legends Galactus figure. And why is he facing backwards? Because we're gonna start off with the batteries first and changing the faceplate. This thing is so big, I don't really know how to handle it. Um, but I'm gonna start with the batteries and then we'll go on section by section. So the batteries, there's two places where you're gonna have to put your batteries in. One is this one. Just open that up, unscrew it. It's gonna require two AAA batteries. Put it back in. That's for the main housing over here. And then the second one is in the head. The head, just lift it like so. Don't lift it by this one, obviously, because it might get damaged. And then on the very top of this one, just lift that up. Oh, yeah. Just lift that up like so. And you're going to see a compartment over here. And while we're in the head, I've replaced the face, the angry face. Basically, there's a small slot over here, right there. And you just push that until the head pops off. And you can put in the skull. I'm not gonna put in the normal one because that comes with the figure anyway. And just push it in, and there he is. He just got uglier. All right. So again, there's a small spot over there. You just push out. I mean, it's not really gonna get damaged, so I'm not really afraid because it's pretty stuck in. It's basically held by friction, so it's not like you're gonna damage anything. This is softer rubber than the harder plastic over here. See, it's not like you're gonna damage anything. So putting this one in again. Right, so I'm gonna press this on. Oh, that's not it. Sorry. Let me put the head on. I don't know how to turn this off. I'm guessing it's on the timer. But once I turn it on, the lights are so bright, it's gonna mess it up pretty bad. Anyway, so let's turn him around, and I'm gonna turn on. This is the activation button, by the way. Oh, is it? Oh no, it's this one. Right, so there he is. Galactus all lit up. Strange, I thought, I'm just gonna turn it around really quick, because I kind of swore. See, this one is also a button to control his head, but you're not seeing that. This one on the top of his head is also a button for his head part, and makes him do that blinking thing. Anyway, so there he is, Galactus, with his very, very angry face. So I told you guys already about the ratchets. The ratchets are very, very important when it comes to these things because you want to make sure, first of all, very strong, and also the gearing of the ratchets, that they're not too spread apart so much that you're not getting the right angle that you want. For the head articulation, that's basically it. And he will move out like that. You can move it around if you want to. It's, it's not like you're ever gonna use that for Galactus because it doesn't look right. The back plate for his battery just fell off, so I'm just gonna patch that really quick. Okay. So one of the things that I was disappointed in is the shoulder articulation. If you guys are thinking of having him have his shoulder lift up like so, it's not gonna happen because obviously this armor is gonna be in the way. Because I wanted him to have his arms moving forward, widespread. That was supposed to be my initial image when I turned on the camera. That is not possible. So I'm gonna move the shoulder sideways. You can see how much the ratchets move, and that's it. So that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks. You don't want to force it more than that. I don't know if it can go up there, but you're not going to force it. Always make sure, because sometimes you'll pose it like so and all that stuff. You might forget to look for where this hinge is. Basically, that's where where the ratchet is. Okay. The other thing too, always watch out for where this thing is, because that's the top direction of the articulation. So if I wanted to move his hands forwards, I have to, you can't do it straight up like so. That's the best you can do, because again the armor is going to be in the way. What you have to do is kind of make him go sideways, and then you might be able to move it a little bit more sideways, and then you're able to move it like so. And then the bicep does have an articulation, and it has ratchets as well. It's so expensive that I usually try to support it where, see, that way you're not forcing it too much. This is not going to be a toy where you're going to be playing with it and enjoying it. This is the type of toy where you're going to be posing it and then just marveling at its size, to be honest. The elbow joint does have articulation. But, okay, so like I said, I wanted his hands to be kind of like forward like so. If you want to do that, like he's grabbing around the world, you can't, because again you cannot bring the shoulders forwards. This is in the way. So at best, this is how you might be able to get away with this pose. So always be mindful of where the articulations are supposed to be. That's number 5, and that's the best you can do in terms of like having him kind of menacing. If you want the world over here, I think there's a comic book cover like that. So yeah, that's basically it for the articulation. It's a big beast, and the way it's designed, there's a lot of, it's not like the articulation is messed up, it's just that there's a lot of things hindering it. So obviously, if you want him to, again, I gotta make sure I'm hitting this at the right spot. See, you gotta be careful with that, and just slowly move it down so you know that you're pressing it down or folding it the way it's supposed to do. If you want him to be raising his hands, again, that might be a problem, because again, this is going to be in the way. You can kind of force it because it's kind of rigid though. I guess you can do that. I don't know why you would want Galactus to be posed this way with his arms up. So, and be careful when you're twisting it. That's the only thing. That swivel on the bicep, like on the shoulder like that, there's no ratchets. It's basically pure fiction, and this thing is heavy. So I'm wondering if the more you move this particular joint more, the looser it's going to become, because I can almost kind of feel it, that it's also already easier to move down like so. So there's a bicep articulation, like I said, and it's ratcheted. There is none here. That's not, there's no articulation there. Also, if you notice, on the sideways, that's the best it will go in terms of a straight hand. Gotta make sure I'm pushing this down correctly. Okay. The hands, making sure it's in the right frame. So make sure the hands are properly positioned, because I think this one was like that before me. Broken fingers. They do have a joint here, here, and here. There's like 3 joints for each finger, and then 2 joints for the thumb. It does not move sideways. There's a little bit of a give, but that's only because of the way the plastic is. The hand seems to be going in and out. No up and down. It's a swivel ball joint in the wrist. So in terms of making a fist, I guess that's not really the splayed hand that I'm looking for. There's in some transformers you can actually spread this apart like so. But in terms of making a fist, you know what? It would have been a better 4th unlock is posed hands. Instead of having these, just be able to pull this out and have like posed hands. That way you can make a really good fist. And have it more like look like a statue. I mean, it's not noticeable, but you know, for a fist part, it doesn't look good. It definitely would have been more playable than having to replace the Doom head. Articulation in the waist. I mean, there is, but obviously because of how this thing is structured, that's that's it, right? Because these two are going to restrict you. Okay, let's see. And then on the, let's see if I get a bend on the waist. I don't even know how you're gonna do that, so I'm gonna have to try to see. Because there's 2 straps here, and there's 2 straps here, so technically it should not be able to move forward. But let's see. There is. You can see there's a joint there. So it's supposed to do something. There. If you really want to, you can have a slight, see, a slight twist to his upper chest area. Yeah, that's showing, I think. And I did that by holding it here, twisting it here, and slowly just watching this, making sure it's not being stressed, because this is rubber. So that's more susceptible to eventually degrading. And then just move it back. Okay. See, does he have articulation on the waist? No, because this is one part. I think that's basically it for the waist articulation. Again, this head part. I'm going to remove the head really quick, just to make sure. So that's all you can do with this head, really. The neck doesn't move, and you can have him kind of cheat like that. So see, because of the way it's structured, he's moving, he's looking up a little bit better, but the moment you push him down to secure the head to the neck, did you hear that? He has to fall down and he can only look forward. But you could kind of cheat it. Let's see, how did it look? He has a long neck. Has a long neck syndrome, so that doesn't even look good. So it needs to go like that. And now it's really kind of loose, this head. Maybe because it's not positioned properly. Let's see. Yes, okay. So you do want to make sure when you put the head in, Make sure this is straight down. You cannot have it like that. It locks the way this is. Now it's locked. Okay, so what else? The legs. Can you guys see the legs? I'm gonna have to adjust it. Sorry for the jiggly wiggly. Here you go. Okay, the legs. I'm gonna say that apart from the elbow, the knees are gonna be the most articulated in this figure. Can't be helped. This is the only thing that is unhindered. But even with that, the way it's sculpted, oh, I'm surprised it went all the way up because it's moving. It's bending here and it's bending here, so that helped a lot. But that's the way it is, and then it's gonna hit there, and that's basically it. The ratchet on this one seems a little bit better, but that's because you have a lot of play on the top and bottom ratchets, so that gives you a lot more choices in angles. Okay. This looks like a button, but it's not. Okay, can we look underneath his skirt? That's what it looks like underneath his skirt. How is that attached? This is glued into this one, which is glued into that one. Other than that, it's pretty much free. And then this one is glued somewhere up here, so it can extend as much as that. So that's your play in terms of the hip joints. Let's try and see. And surprisingly, I don't hear any ratchets on the hip joints. There isn't any. Huh. Isn't that something? I suppose they're thinking, well, you're not really gonna have Galactus kicking. And that's true. Oh, ratchet sideways. It's ratcheting here instead of this one, which is fine. We can do that. Mr. Galactus, sir. Yeah. I think that's the most comfortable I'm ever gonna do. I don't know. So obviously it will go the other way too. I don't know why you would have Galactus playing like that. That's probably what they're thinking too. Why would you have that? But it's there. So I suppose if you want him more widespread in terms of his feet. Yeah. Okay. I did the legs and I did this one. Does he twist? He does. His leg does twist. He twists right there. You can see it. But you guys can't see it. I can see it. Alright. That's supposed to be inside, I think. Yeah. And, okay, so we talked about the ankles before. This is rubber. It's connected up here. There's no swivel on the boots, is there? Seems like there should be. There is. There is a swivel here. And it's got ratchets for some reason. Alright, so the ankle articulation. This is going to be hard to hold. Yeah, this is gonna be hard. Let me think. How am I gonna show this? Lying down. This will be the safest way. And oh, luckily you guys can see that. Okay, good. Let's start with this one. Boy 1. And after that, it's hitting here. This was on a... Okay. 1, he can stand from there. That was 2. Sorry, I'm gonna put it again. So 1. I think that's 2. That's weird. There was like a quick ratchet immediately after the first one. See, this is how he stands. There's one more. That's the way it was. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can probably do one more. So there's 5 ratchets. Why would you want Galactus like that? I suppose if he was kind of like move the hand. So, I'm just looking at trying to figure out the posing possibilities on this sucker. So there was like 2 before he stands. 1, but that's already it. That's how he's standing right there. And then I'm betting that's the small one. No, that's the last one already. No. Wow. Boy, oh boy. When you are handling this, you are gonna want to be careful because it's so heavy and it's so cumbersome that if you lose grip of it, it's gonna fall over. So it's not pleasant to play with. Let me say that. I think it's definitely. Let's see. I forgot. Okay. This is definitely one of those things that you want to pose it, like I said, and just enjoy how big it is. So, let's see. I think that's basically it, right? Oh, I forgot about the swivel right there. So for the ankle, right? So at least you can work around it so he can plant his feet firmly on it, so it's not like wonky. Here he is with the, see, not the Iron Spider. I haven't placed him where he's supposed to be, but I do have Mr. Terrific. Come on out, Mr. Terrific. Oh, this is not Mr. Terrific. Shoot, it's, Mr. Fantastic? Dr. Reed Richards? Holy crap, I forgot. What's his hero name? When I look at him, I just think Dr. Reed Richards. Mr. Fantastic? Stretchy guy? You're not Mr. Terrific? That's DC. Oh my god. This just goes to show you how long I have read a Fantastic Four comic book. Because ever since they had that comic book story run where he went to different dimensions, it just kind of lost me and turned him into a villain. So that's the normal size of Marvel Legends. He's big. Oh yeah, I do have the other one of this. That there. Oh, you guys aren't seeing that. Sorry, hold on. Here he is with Mr. Terrific in his hands. He can't even look at Reed Richards because of the posing limitations. Best he can do. Yes, sirree. I don't want to pose him too much. He might tip over. Yeah. And I do have the Build-A-Figure Galactus. Oh, forgive the dust. Let me just wipe him a little quick. Don't want to embarrass Mini Galactus. Mini Galactus. When did we ever think that we would call this Mini Galactus? And yet, there he is. Mini Galactus. I should have him like backward a little bit more, but he's gonna tip over. So let me just adjust his impossibly hard ankles. One. Oops, that's two instead of one. That's not what I wanted. It moved on the knee rather than. It's hard to get him on the right ratchet. Now I should be able to stand closer. Yes. So that's how he looks. Lights, please. Oh yeah. With the rest of my Marvel stuff. Now, if you guys can hang on a little bit, I'm going to show you where I have him, where I plan on, or how I plan on having him displayed. Again, this is impromptu. I wasn't planning on it. I don't have the proper figure, but just to maximize his size, he's gonna be playing with these guys. Oh no! Galactus just got bigger. Now that is more impressive. I never collected this because I wanted to get a thigh cut. I never collected this, and I've been trying to get more of them, but I'm not gonna pay like $15 for one of these. Too freaking small. But I have a lot. I have all the Iron Man one. I'm trying to collect more of this in the Marvel area. But yeah, when I'm gonna display this, I'm gonna try to find a Silver Surfer of this, complete the. Look at that. You guys see that? I can't even see that. It's the lights are so freaking bright. I want to get more of these, because that just looks a lot more impressive. So yeah, I didn't buy this for my Marvel collection. I bought this for these Marvel 3.75 figures that I don't even collect, or I never collected. But I mean, like, doesn't that just look much more epic? Yep, you're right. Steve Rogers, the palm of Galactus, asking him not to eat our world. Well guys, thank you very much for being patient with this review of Galactus. He's really snarling over there, look at that. But that's basically it in terms of articulation. It's you could almost say it's almost like a statue, but it will tower among your Marvel Legends figures. I bought this not even knowing how I'm gonna display it with my Marvel Legends, because as you can see, that's where my Marvel Legends reside. But I bought it knowing that I'll have to figure out how I'm going to display it later on. So thank you for watching. Yeah, stay tuned for the figures. I'm going to do that as a separate video. because this is already going too long already. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.